China is antiquated and delightful. Be that as it may, cherry blooms and the Great Wall to the side, the country's freakiest issues could hurt its own populace, the worldwide local area, and surprisingly unborn holy leaders. 10 ways you are ruled by Communist China. There is an alarming motivation behind why China is never shy of organ givers. Its social point framework is likewise straight out of a tragic novel. A few secrets are similarly unpleasant. No one knows why the public authority stays quiet regarding a lethal infection, or what happened that day when American ambassadors encountered a strange assault on Chinese soil. On the off chance that you think those things are abnormal, you will have a hard time believing these unusual events. China gave one gander at an American military aircraft, the F-22 Raptor, and chose to counter it. Enter the J-20. For quite a while, the covertness airplane was planned and tried stealthily. In 2018, it carried out onto the landing area for anyone's viewing pleasure. The response to the Raptor was at last battle-ready. The vile air cultivated during its mysterious beginnings was absent. All the more accurately, somewhat deferred. A bunch of WS-15 motors should make it equivalent or better than the F-22. All things being equal, after a blast during a ground test in 2015, the motors were prohibited from the plane's plan. This implies that while China's most recent fly is operational and proficient, it can't yet snarl at the F-22. For the time being, the J-20 flies with more fragile motors until the WS-15 issue is figured out. This could require a couple of years, yet the airplane stays extraordinary. A variety of weaponry arms this monster, making it China's best safeguard against the secrecy planes of the US. In 2016, the Chinese government examined the most recent drugs. The investigation zeroed in on items sitting tight for endorsement. The examination included 1,622 clinical preliminaries and extra information like application administrative work, fixings, and the creation timetables of the medications. The outcomes were upsetting. More than 80% of the information was false. Records about results had been erased. Data was turned until it demonstrated that the medications worked. Other data was fragmented or missing. Numerous items were not even new. All things being equal, someone just blended existing medications. The specialists likewise tracked down that few preliminary outcomes were composed before any investigations were performed. The contemptibility ran profound. Researchers, pharma organizations, labs, and surprisingly different specialists were involved. This decrepit organization was not simply inspired by eagerness. Drug representatives are feeling the squeeze to create notable work or hazard getting terminated. Add the relentless rivalry among organizations and the wild corner slicing begins to bode well. Subscribe to my channel.